events and characters are fictional. Any resemblance to real events is coincidental. Once upon a time, in a small town in the middle of nowhere, there lived a man named John. John was known as a bit of an oddball, but no one suspected the horrors he was capable of. One day a group of teenagers went missing in town. The police searched everywhere for them, but no one could find any trace of them. It wasn't until weeks later that their bodies were found in the nearby woods. They had been brutally murdered. Their bodies mutilated beyond recognition. The town was in shock. No one could believe that someone in their quiet town would do such a monstrous thing. But the worst was yet to come. A few days later, another group of teenagers went missing. The police were already frantically searching for them when they received an anonymous tip that led them to John's house. They found there was a scene straight out of a horror movie. The basement was filled with human remains. The walls were covered with blood stains, and torture instruments were scattered throughout the room. Joe was arrested and charged with the murder of the missing teenagers. During his trial, he showed not the slightest remorse for what he had done. He even smiled and laughed during the trial. When asked why he did it, he simply said, "I like the way it looks." Joe was sentenced to life in prison, but the city was never the same again. The memory of what he had done remained, and people were constantly looking over their shoulders for fear that another maniac like him was lurking in the shadows. To this day, the memory of John and his heinous crimes haunts the town, a grim reminder that evil can exist in the most unexpected places. A continuation of this story, the aftermath of John's crimes has had an indelible effect on the town. The families of the victims were devastated and traumatized, and the community struggled to come to terms with what had happened. The media pounced on the city, here to sensationalize the story and use the tragedy to boost ratings. The victims' families were handed by reporters and photographers, and their lives were never the same again. In an effort to forget the trauma, the city held a memorial service for the victims. It was a somber and emotional event where friends, family, and community members gathered to pay their respects. But even after the service was over, the city could not shake off the shadow of John's crimes. The media continued to cover the case, and rumors and speculation circulate throughout the community. People were afraid to leave their homes at night, and the streets were almost deserted after dark. As the years passed, the memory of John and his crimes faded into the background, but the scars he left on the city remained, and many people never fully forgot what had happened. Eventually, the city began to heal. People began to feel safer, and life returned to normal. But the memory of John and his crimes never completely disappeared, and the town has forever been marked by the horror he brought upon it. The story of John and his crimes serves as a chilling reminder that evil can exist in the most unexpected places. It is a cautionary tale that reminds us to be vigilant, look out for each other, and never forget the power of darkness that can lurk within each of us.